With nearly 19,000 Facebook likes in 10 days, a grassroots movement to support the coal industry and coal miners has been spreading like wildfire. Board members sat down with surfkynews Wednesday to explain why the movement and its members feel like family.
It brings a lot of stress on the families because they don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. Every day seems to be just like no good news. So we just got a ray of hope that we can make coal great again.
We're here today talking with Bob Sandage, Randy Harlan, and Sean Jones, 3 members of the Coal Miner Movement 2016. Tell me about what is the coal movement that you and your wife started?
Well, we launched out a Facebook page called Coal Miners Movement, and it has to do with over the last few years of how the coal industry has just gone down, and down. And I have a small company, and we do supplemental work for the mines. I've mined for 40 years, and everybody's like, you know, what can we do? What can we do? So Kelly, my wife, said, let's put a page out there and just see what kind of response we get. And we set that thing up on a Saturday afternoon, and by Saturday night we had 500 likes. And by Sunday morning we were over 1,000, 1,500, and it has just exploded.
Where is it at now, and how long since when?
Yeah, we are at the 18,700 mark now. We've got a tremendous outpour of support, and people are it has just lit up anybody and everybody that is affiliated in the coal industry. We had a lady call in, or not call in, but post up that, hey, my husband works for the railroad and he's gotten laid off. Can we support your cause? We had an individual post up, hey, I'm a truck driver and the coal hauls quit, and I've had to go over the road, and it's really put a strain on the family life. And local pizza guy was talking with him, and he was talking about how his business had gone way down over especially the last 6 or 7 months. So people are getting on board that we didn't have a clue would be interested.
And because of this magnitude of people that are coming to the Facebook page, you decided that it'd be best to form a board and to establish a nonprofit organization. Is that correct?
What happened, once we were into Monday and 6,000 strong, we knew we couldn't stop it if we tried, and we needed people are wanting to know, what can we do? What do you do? What do you do? So we made a couple of calls and got the standard format of go to the web page, fill out a application, and so and so will get back with you. I put a post up and said, hey everybody, this is what I tried to do. Does anybody know anybody that knows anybody that can help us cut through the red tape? And within minutes, I had an individual call me from DC, and he has a consulting firm there. His name's Michael Little. His firm is C Family Services, and he does all kind of lobby interest type work, but he specializes in military. And his connection was, he is from the McLeansboro, Illinois area, and he has family that has been adversely affected, and he's been a tremendous asset to us. He's keeping us directed in the way we're supposed to go.
Randy, he's talking about the railroad worker that's affected and the coal truck driver. What other types of jobs are going
Well,
to
I work for a company, United Central Industrial Supply, and we have branches all over the U.S. and Canada, and we represent about around 1,500 of the major manufacturers that make mining products. So, not only are we losing jobs in the east, the south, and the west, so many downstream jobs. The people that makes all these different parts that goes on a multitude of different facets of mining, these companies are being affected. So it's just a downstream job from the towboat industry, like Bob said, the trucks, to your local businesses. You know, I've been in the business 39 years. I actually worked underground for 16 and a half years. I've been in sales and management positions for the last 25 years. And I've got so many friends all over the U.S. and a lot of them, you know, overseas now that, you know, that everybody's being affected. And if we don't, we just want to try to get the voice out to let people understand that coal is a great thing. It can be, it's mining safer now than it ever has been. We have the technology to burn it cleaner than we ever have before. And we feel like if we're put on a level playing field, you know, we don't get government subsidies for, you know, for power plant to do advanced technology where other wind and solar do. And they have trouble even trying to stay afloat with government subsidies. You know, the Seleniums of the world and yada, yada, yada. But we got to have a good, stable power source coal that it don't spike up and down. You know, everything's got its mix in certain places. Wind may be fine on the northeast or the northwest coast or this and that, but if we need stable fuel pricing, and coal has always been stable, if we're ever going to bring manufacturing back to and keep it here and bring people here, because we don't have a reliable, stable power source and cost, nobody's going to want to commit. They're going to continue to go to China, India, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and everywhere. So, you know, we're all affected. You know, I personally, a lot of people in our company, and I have so many friends and family. I'm a second generation coal miner. You know, I'm 39. Between me and my dad, probably 40 years between us. You know, and just so many people are affected. And I've hooked up with these guys here, and we're just going to try to help educate people more about what we are and who we are as the coal industry, and try to help our mines here continue to, the ones that are still running, to survive. We work every day in meetings and cost containment to try to help, you know, our people out here and all over the U.S. try to help reduce their costs. And our corporate people in Bristol, Tennessee, are working and meeting with manufacturers to help. You know, what can we do? I mean, we can't. You know, most people want to raise their prices. We can't stand it now. So there, a lot of them folks are being very willing. They're in the game. They've been in it for years, like us, and they want their company to survive. So we're just trying to do everything we can to help the coal industry and everybody involved, and give the voice of the people.
Okay. Bob, what is kind of your objective there?
Once this thing took off like it did, and my first call came on Monday and got that question, we just knew we wanted to help. We didn't have a clue. So we had to instantly do some brainstorming. We got to bring some structure to this. So first of all, we want the war on coal to stop. It is a war on it. Everybody's known it's a war, and we're asking that it stops. We want people to understand the values of coal. There's more to it than just meets the eye. It's got lots of positive uses. So we're going to try to make an effort to start an education campaign in that direction. We would like for the coal energy to be put on a fair playing field with all the other energy sectors. Just like Randy mentioned about the wind and solar, they're getting subsidized like crazy. And if we could just take those monies and put it into investments in clean coal technology, it's got to be beneficial to everyone. And then we really would like to stop the false education or the illusion that's been put out there so hard that coal is the dirtiest thing in the universe, along with the people that are associated with it. These guys are good hard workers. I mean,
Absolutely.
They're prideful. They take pride that they go to work. They have a good job, a good paying job, and they work hard. And a lot of them play hard, and they want their families back, and they want their livelihoods back, communities back.
Sean, why do you think that this is caught on like wildfire, this website, and what are the comments you're seeing from real people, real families, and why do you think that's important to these 18,700 people?
Well, I think they finally have a medium to vent to, where before, you know, it's kind of intimidating to go out and voice your opinion when you don't have anybody there to listen. Well, now they've got a medium that can get their opinion, get their voices out, and show that it's not a rock in the ground that's being hurt by these regulations and is pushing this industry out. It's families, it's kids, it's communities that are dying because of this war on coal. And it's just hard to swallow. It's not the market that's killing the industry. It's not different types of energy. It's our own government that's putting regulations that's just strangling our industry as a whole.
Randy, what is one of the misconceptions about clean coal technology from your experience, and about the spin-off jobs that we briefly talked about? I mean, how broad is that spectrum as far as the families and the types of jobs, auto manufacturing, on down?
Well, it's like I said earlier, there's just so many different spin-off jobs from the people that make all the different parts that go to this and that. And the clean coal technology, you got places like the Edwardsport plant over in Indiana. It's one of the cleanest power burning plants I think in the world. And then you have Appreciated Energy over there. Then, I live over in the Central City, Kentucky area, and, we thought we would get the Thoroughbred Energy plant built over there, and that was due to come online way before Appreciated Energy. It finally got mothballed after 7 years of just red tape and regulation. We have the technology to burn this coal cleaner, and we just need, as Bob and Sean attest to, we need to be put on a level playing field and not to be regulated out of business. I mean, we just continue to have so many regulations placed upon us every day. If any other business was regulated like that, they'd be totally out of business too. So it's not fair. The war on coal is real, and it's affecting more and more people every day. And we just have hopes of trying to at least get it halted to a certain point. Luckily our Supreme Court justices made a ruling, which was very critical on this climate change, to get it at least put at bay now. Of course, now we have a quagmire there with Judge Scalia passing away here very recently. So, this election, I feel, is critical, the turning point of America.
And Bob, y'all are planning a town hall meeting first in Harrisburg.
We are, and we're
Illinois.
Going on the lead of Michael Little. He says if you're gonna take this to the next level, we got to get out in the community. So the 25th, Thursday night at 6 p.m., we're gonna be at the town hall. It's open for anybody and everybody who'd like to come. We solicit you to be there. We'll be basically introducing the program, I guess you'd say, and get a few talking points. And then tentatively, the week after that, we're trying to set up something here in Madisonville.
Okay. So you're looking for a venue for
We
the
are, yeah.
Madisonville Town Hall for the Coal Miner Movement 2016.
Right.
Okay. And what about the speed that this took off? So you say that your wife put this up on a Saturday. What was that, 2 weeks ago?
It'll be 2 weeks.
This
So we're a week and a half into
week
it,
and a
and
half.
we're 18,700. The mayor of Harrisburg got on instantly. One of the representatives in Illinois jumped on, pledging his support, and it has started hitting the media. We've done, I guess, probably 5 newspaper interviews, 5 or 6 radio, and 3 TV stations out of the Harrisburg area.
So, Sean, do you expect a really big
I
turnout
expect a huge turnout.
in Madisonville?
We do.
People need their voices heard, and this is an outlet they can get it heard.
This is the heart of the coal fields here.
Absolutely.
It's the whole Illinois coal basin is.
Right. Okay.
We have a website that we encourage everybody to go to. It's coalminersmovement.org.
Okay.
It's very important that we get members signed up. To have 18,000 likes on Facebook is just the tip of the iceberg. We've got to convert that now to people, to an actual organization that we now have our EIN number, and it will be a couple of weeks in all the paperwork that's involved in setting up a not-for-profit organization. But it's very important to us to take this to the next level, that we get members signed up. It's about 3 questions, and then there's a little survey with 3 questions. And if everybody would check that out and get on board with us.
Sean, do you think that the key to the war on coal and stopping that is education for
Yeah,
people
absolutely.
that
I mean, there's
really
been-
don't under.
It's just been a false facade and spread throughout this last couple of years that coal is the enemy. That these are dirty people. These are dirty energy, and that there's better ways. Well, you know, I'm not saying that there's not going to be better ways in the future, but right now, coal is the answer. I mean, there's not a windmill or a solar panel out there right now that could sustain a grid. It's got to have that balance through different fossil fuels and technology, and coal right now is the cheapest and easiest and most efficient way to sustain our electric grid.
Do you think if everybody said, okay, we're on board, no more coal, what would happen? Would our lights go out?
Everybody would have
Some
a
people
certain
will.
amount of energy that you'd be able to allow to use a day. We would have it rational.
Rationing energy, now that's a thought we've never.
Well, it's in Venezuela right now. They just announced that they're having ration energy as we speak. So it's not that far out there. I mean, and you know, you talked to us earlier about the brownouts and blackouts in California. I mean, it's a thing that can very well happen.
There's nothing out there right now to replace coal. And people don't realize that we have the luxury of power 7/24. We get so used to everything we touch, you know, iPads, iPhones, computers, everything we do, and you know, it could go away. And not only that, we may not have the luxury of power 7/24. When you open up a power bill, it used to be $150, and it's $400 or $500, and people are struggling to get by now. What are they going to do? How are they going to pay it? Because eventually the power company will shut your power off. You know, that's tough. That's reality. But coal affects everybody. I mean, it's just a power generation thing that it's not just a coal miner. It's like you said earlier, you know, it could be 20 plus downstream jobs. It affects us all. And we just want to try to make a
And
difference.
states outside, not even coal producing states,
Absolutely.
it affects.
Absolutely. Like the lady you spoke back in California thought, well, we don't use no coal. We get our power out of the wall with our, you know what, 50% of their coal generation was generated in Utah. This goes over a transmission line that goes to California. So whatever your political stance may be on that, it does affect everyone. It does affect everyone.